Alright, we're at our lathe now. Some of you wonder why I already know all of what I know all the time. It's because I've already done this before. I've already had all these problems. I'm not book learned, I'm work learned. On the job training, you learn about crap that never works. There's always a new thing that is screwed with you. Okay, this one appears to be like 90 right now on the dial. And it's 290, so 1.290. Okay, this one here is 10. So it's 20 thou too big to fit in it. You should have some kind of clearance. So probably take about 40 off. They give you 10 thou clearance on each side to make sure it goes in. So you got to take 40 thou off the OD. Now the OT once again was 10 on our dial, I think. Oop. Yep. So there you go. It's 10 on the dial, which is 310. So we take 40 off, that'd be 270. See, math does matter around here. Now when you hold this in the lathe, you want to make sure you don't damage the seal surface right here. It'll make the seal not very happy. So that is a problem. So try not to damage it. You could wrap something around it, which probably would help. I have a 6-jaw chuck, so that helps spread the load. Whatever, I'll take a risk. Okay, so now I'm going to cut it down a little bit. How hard is this thing? Not very. Should be on around a little bit. This stuff's made out of butter. Probably why they don't live very long. If they were heat treated, they would live longer. These are Bender over cycle made these, so it's they're US made. Okay, we're about 72, but it's out of rounds. Maybe a little less. Now it's out of round, I'm probably not chucking up very good. Just cut a little bit smaller, we don't have to worry about it. Okay, 62, we're 8 thou under. Maybe just a little extra just to make sure. Chamfer it off a little bit. Alright. Find a little file to get in there with. Here's my little triangle file. Chamfer on the back side. When you hold a file like that, make sure you don't put this into your hand. Hold it so if it slips through, it goes like that, and then it gets you, see it? Because I was jamming this in between a wedge, which would wedge it in. It could bite in and yank that thing and toss it at me. And if I had it like this in my hand, it would poke a hole right through my hand. So how you hold on to things matters. Okay. See the damage we did on the seal? There's little small little lips on there. Whoop. Get up a little higher and you might see it. Pretty much not much damage, but a little bit here and there. Okay, now we flip it around and hold it. On the big side we just cut. And we sand it smoother. I usually sand stuff smoother anyway because they're usually pretty damn rough from the factory. Okay, so it's flat. Pretty close. Not too bad. Okay, now we take some fine sandpaper. Here's some fine sandpaper. I'm not sure how fine this is, but it's extra fine, so it's pretty fine. Probably around 300, 400, who knows. You can see where I used it before. So what I do is I take a file, something flat, like this. That's probably why it's folded in the middle. See how it goes around the file when you fold it? Or you can just hold it like this. I like holding like this too. On the edge of the file. And you put that against the part you want to do. The file makes it flat. We got some of the old grit in there, but it's good. Still see a little bit of the old marks in there, the machine marks. So it smooths up pretty good. You don't see none of my marks, my chucks in there at least. That's a plus. So you see little imperfections like right there. So you can spend all day polishing on this thing, or it's good enough. It's rubber, it'll seal to it. Okay, so we got that trimmed down. So now I'm going to go clean this up again. Get all this grit off. Oh, I wanted to sand the other surface too before I quit. Almost forgot. This is roughly machined right here, so I want to make this a little bit smoother. Hear how rough that is? So all those little grooves just let oil out. So we come over here to our sanding plate, otherwise known as the drill press table. Take a piece of my well-used sandpaper. This is a 120 grit. And we'll sand on a little bit. Smooth the run up. So you see how I go in a circle, makes it a little bit smoother. Still a little bit rough on the inside edge. Sandpaper always cuts more on the outside than the inside because the paper flexes up on you. Even though this stuff is made not to do that, still does it. Now, if you do linear sanding, like this, which means you go all one direction, you can see your marks better. I turned it 90, got some more marks the other way. Now what I do is I go in a circle to make it smooth. And that makes it really, really smooth, see? Okay, that's the best we can do on this to make it nice. So we get all these surfaces cleaned up. Now if you want to do the outside edge here, you can. Theoretically it's not supposed to matter, but you can hear how rough that is. See all these low spots everywhere? Now if we're going to put a seal nut on the outside, this surface becomes important. So we don't know if we're going to do that. So we're going to go ahead and make the surface smooth. Just get a little bit over here still. Looks like I got all the pitties out. Do our linear sanding again, or I mean our orbital sanding. Alright, so now we got a nice surface for the other nut to seal against. The only problem is your sprocket's probably rough as a cob too, which goes against this surface. Every surface needs to be smooth to seal. Alright, now I can go ahead and clean all this grit off, because it's full of grit right now. We don't want any of this in the tranny. See how my fingers are full of grit too. Gotta clean them too. We'll be back. Okay, compressor just went off. Good. Okay, I'm going to put this seal back in. Looks like this is the side that goes in. Third time I've put it in there now. Maybe this time we'll leave it. Okay, got this all cleaned up now, so you can see how nice and smooth it looks. So it's all cleaned up now. Okay, now I'm going to take our seal, wipe any dirt off that might be in it. Okay, now, seals work really good if you put them in correctly. Now this has a double lip. You have an outside lip and an inside lip. The way a seal works, you have an angle on it. The angle's like this. So the big side out here would be the outside, the taper part would be on the inside. That way the oil wedge catches the lip and bends in. If you have the taper like that, the oil comes up the wedge and gets inside through the seal. That's how they're made. Now this one's a wiper seal, so it's got an outside lip on it too. If you put these in backwards, they're extremely hard to get out because this piece here will come out and this other piece won't come out. And this is right up to get inside the steel race that's inside the tranny, so you can't get a screw behind it. You got to pretty much cut them and pry them out, and it's really a pain in the ass. So make sure you put them in the correct direction. Before you put it in, put a little bit of oil on the seal. We just happen to have some assembly oil sitting right there. It resembles tranny oil. There you go. Put a little bit on there. Don't be afraid to put it in there. Now, is this going to fit over this shaft or not? Okay, it fit right in through that seal like it's supposed to. Amazing. It fits over the gear like it's supposed to also. It's another amazing thing. See how it goes in through the seal right there, all the way in like it's supposed to? That's a good sign. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to put the seal over the seal spacer. If you don't, when you push this in, that lip inverts on you and you get a problem. So get this thing put in there correctly now. You might have to use a screwdriver or your thumb to get it to go over the edge correctly and not invert. Invert means bent backwards. So if it sits in there correctly and it works nice and freely up and down, you're probably good. Okay, so now it looks like a seal package, see? Now you put the whole thing in the bike like that. It should go right in. Okay, now we'll go ahead and beat it in with a hammer. So we have our tool right here that's an old weld pipe coupler. Otherwise known as a piece of thick wall tubing. You take a nice big ass hammer, not the little small hammer, get the 3-pounder out, and use a little bit of control and get it started. Don't hit on the end of the shaft like that either, it's not good for it. Get it to start, see how it started now? And once you get it started, like this, you can see how it's now all the way in, all the way around. Okay, once it gets started, then you can go ahead and beat it in evenly until it's flush. Try not to hit the main shaft like I did. It's not good on those threads. Now you can do 180, you can do it in thirds. One's here, one's here, one's here. Or 180 like this. Your choice. Hit the shaft again. So now I got both sides of the shaft damaged. So the bottom's already in, the top was not in. You want to go slightly below the surface. If you can make it go in below the surface, do it. Yep, shaft again. Keep needing those threads. Okay, this part here is below the surface a little bit, like it's supposed to be. The other one is not. See, it's slightly below the surface right there. This one here is more flush. I'm trying to hit the coupler on just the one side like this and bang it like that at an angle. Try that again, otherwise I'll use a small punch to do it, which I don't really want to do. Try not to hit the damn shaft again. I keep doing. Okay. A little bit below the surface. Good. Now, the reason you want to get it below the surface is because the sprocket will drag on it if you don't. So it's a little bit below the surface. Plus, if it's below the surface, the seal's pushed all the way up against that the other one, the cork seal in there. Okay, so it's a little bit tighter, a little bit higher on this side than the bottom, but it's good. Now you see the oil leak already out of the bottom? That's because it had oil in it when we put it in, remember? Okay, now you wipe that thing off. hopefully it won't make a mess. We'll see. Okay, now I'm going to put the sprocket back on. So this sprocket is not a very good sealing surface here. It's pretty rough. It's because it's not supposed to seal anything. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wipe this down. So at least there's no oil residue on the sprocket. I'll do the same to the case also. That way if I see any oil residue in the next day or so, I know it's still leaking. While we're at it, we'll get underneath the transmission too. Make sure it's not too much oil in there. It's a little bit on the back side over here. Yep. So if you wipe everything down right now dry, if there's anything later on, you know it's leaking still. This is still leaking out of the tranny seal because it's not sealed yet. Until you tighten it up, it's going to leak. It has to be tight in order to not leak. Here's oil in the tranny, so there you go. Make sure this is all dry. Alright. It's a little bit up under there on the back side. See where I couldn't get to it. The hose is in the way under there. You move the hose out of the way, it's dry. It gets wet. This hose is wet. There you go. Get the hose out of the way. All appears to be dry up under there now. Okay, wipe that again. Stick this back under there where it belongs. Okay. Now if you're going to put a seal nut on this thing, then all of these surfaces need to have goo on them because you want to encapsulate the splines. Oil is still coming out. I haven't got this thing in here yet. So right now everything's just wide open in there. See, I pushed a big layered oil out when I did that, which doesn't surprise me. It's like an oil pump, you shove it up on the other side, it fills it up full of oil. Okay. So that's as dry as we're going to make it now. As long as we don't pump this thing again, we should be alright. Come on. Ah! Dumbass, find the spline. That doesn't want to go on. There it goes. Okay. So I'm just going to put the regular nut back on here, wipe it down. I'm not putting no lock tab on, I'm not going to put any Loctite on it because I'm probably be in here more than once. Racing bikes, you're frequently in them, so you don't use all those tabs and shit. You tighten them down. Okay. Take out the big socket, tighten it. Tighten as you reverse it, like loosening. Why are we locking up? What the hell's going on here? Draw bearing is locking up over there when I did that. It's free to float right now. Okay, I'm going to hold the gear here, try to hold it. Okay, that's pretty tight. That is above the recommended torque. It's not above Harley Tatro torque though. There's still threads on there, so it's not above my torque. Okay, now See if there's any oil that dripped down from the excess. And there might be a slight amount of residue that drips down at first. Once that last layer settles, it shouldn't be any more. Okay. There's our throwout bearing. Okay, we got play. We still got our up and down movement here, which means the seal is going to leak a little bit, no matter what. See, that seal lip only can take so much of this movement right here, see? When you go like this, the seal is going up and down, up and down, up and down. It can only follow so much of this crap. That's why these things move around, they seep. They can only follow so much. There's a bushing in there, and the bushing gets worn. The new bikes have two big roller bearings, and they don't wear like this as much. Plus, there's a big ball bearing that keeps it kind of centered too. So, big improvements on those newer bikes. So, when do we get put in gear? I thought we were neutral. We were in high gear for some reason. Somebody must have been playing with it. There we go. Now we're neutral. Alright, so we'll have to see if that's going to leak on us. Hopefully we got everything sealed on this side. And I can decide if I want to work on the other side or not. Meantime, I'll get the rear wheel back together. Means I got to put the lift back up under here. Bike's in the air. Okay, let's get our rear chain mounted up on here now. Okay. Let's go to the back of the bike here. Master link to put on. Find the master link first. There it is. Okay, appears to have a little bit of lube on it. We'll put a little more lube on it. We'll put some transmission lube on it. Oil is the best lubricant you got for anything. Okay. Bit. Make sure you have the O-rings on there where it belongs. Okay. I got the clip and the O-rings in here, the other pair. Now, O-ring chains are not lifetime lubed. There's 4 surfaces in there, only 2 are sealed with O-rings. So that means 2 other surfaces are not sealed, which means the grease and oil goes in and out as it wants to. You still have to lubricate your sprockets and everything also. So it's not forget to put oil in your chain, or grease, or whatever you're going to use. Preferably not water. Water is a lousy lubricant. A lot of people use water as a lubricant, but it doesn't last very long when you do that. Okay, there's our 2 O-rings. Now, a chain's got a plate, 2 rows of plates that stack each other. There's an O-ring in between those 2 plates. Then there's a roller that goes across the middle part of the chain that has 2 areas that are not O-ringed, so the oil and grease can come right out. So that's why O-ring chains are not as good as they say they are. They're only half as good as they say they are. The reason O-ring chains are a lot better is they're a lot stronger because the plates are thicker, pins are bigger, better materials on the good chains. That's just in a cheap chain. A good chain is the materials they use and the quality of machining. Also, they have a split roller and a solid roller. These have solid rollers. These are heavy duties. Even though it's a cheap, low tensile strength chain, you know, it's only 9,700 psi, I think, pound. They are better than a lot of other brands out there. Now, these are Masterlink style, so you got to put them together like this. Okay, these are pressed together. You can't put them together with a pair of pliers. It ain't going to happen. So this is my tool. It's called a 1/4 inch nut, a pair of vice grips, otherwise known as a portable hand press. Adjustable. So you get on the outside of the pin on the one side, and you squeeze it together on this side. Okay, once you get one side on, then you go up to the next side, do the other one. Do one at a time. Okay, now I've gone to this much tension right now on that location. Go down here, do the same spot, same spot. Okay, now you go a little bit more. Go up to the next one, back up. Boom, same amount. Keep going back and forth like that until you get what you want. So once you get in enough, you think you can put your clip in there. See if the clip will work. Okay, see how the clip is in that one? So it's in there far enough. Goes on that one too. Perfect. Okay, right now this chain rotates this direction. See, it goes like this. We go forward, not backwards on bikes. Okay, so you want the clip to go with the round side forward. So if you bang into it, it shoves it onto the pin. If you flip it around the other way, it can pop off. So you see how the chain is made to go on there. There's a groove in there. See how the groove has different hole sizes on it. So you go over it, slide it over. See, like that. Now this has the same thing on this side. You put it on top of that. You take a pair of pliers and you squeeze on it, and it puts the clip on. If you have to pry the clip up and off over the pin, you're doing it wrong. All that does is destroy the clip. It'll come off. Okay, where's my duck bills? And my flat bill pliers are over here. I need these things right here. That's what I used to shove it on with. You can use a regular pair of pliers too. So you just go back up here and you go squeeze. Boom, it's on. That didn't take much, did it? Okay, it shoved it right on over the lip, see? Okay, now the clip is loose on here. See how it moves around a little bit? It has clearance. So now what I do is I take my hammer and I hit each one of these pins, which shoves this pressed on link up against the clip, so then the clip won't come off. It'll be like riveted on. Except you can take it off the racetrack easily. So I just take my hammer, one there, one there, one there, one there. I'm not beating the hell out of it, I'm just hitting it enough to make something happen. Okay, now you come back and check to see if your clip is loose. If your clip still moves, hit it again. Okay, this one's all the way against it. Okay, so now this plate is riveted against that plate. That thing ain't coming off. Okay, then you go down here and make sure it will rotate. See how flexible there? Now if that won't bend, that means you got it over crushed, and that means the chain won't live very long. It also means you don't have the clip tight, because if you had the clip tight, the plate would be all the way out, so it'd be tight here and loose on the inside. If you got it the other way around, you got a problem. Alright, so that's how you put your chain on. Now you have to adjust it. Now you want 1/2 inch to 1 inch of free play in a chain. And that's not pulling on as much as you can. That's like the tension what a pencil would have, or a pen. You know, like this. Boom, 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 boom. Not if you're grabbing on the damn thing. Okay, now I had my axle adjusted correctly, so now I'm going to go back, even them out. I got about 1/2 inch. I'm going to move this thing back. So where's my tools at? So we're going to grab my wrenches here. Undo the lock nut. There we go. Shove that thing out. I'm going to rotate it in. 1 flat, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12 flats is 2 full turns. It's hard to count full turns, but you can count flats. Now if you can't do it with your fingers, then use your wrench. So we've gone 12 already. So there's 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We just hit over here now. See, I'm moving the axle. 28. 28. It's 29. There's 30. Okay, I'm going to stop right now. We still have a little bit of free place there. We go on the other side. Oh, need my wrench. This one right here. We can move this one back 30 also. See how this axle wasn't moved all the way back? So it's going to affect the change on that side, the tension. Okay, go move this a long ways. Okay, we lost one. Okay, back to 0. Okay, now we can start counting this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. See how we're moving the axle back? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, now we go back over this side. See how much free play we got. Appears we still have a lot of free play. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of drag on this system right now. A little bit on that nut. A little bit on the axle. It makes it easier to do it when you have tension on it. Okay, we have tension on both parts now, the drum brake and the axle. Okay, but not enough, it won't move it. Okay, where'd my wrench go? Okay, we have a bunch of here, so we got another probably 20 more slots at least that we can go. Back this off some more. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Oh yeah, we still got a lot more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another 30. Alright, so we got 30 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, now I got pressure on the axle, so it's a little hard to turn. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. Okay, at this point, let's just double check to make sure the wheel is straight in the bike. It appears to be going to the right a little bit to me. That's what it looks like to me. Yeah, that side is definitely sticking out. See, this side sticks out more than this side. You look down the sidewall, it's right at that angle. This one over here, sidewall is way over here. Yeah. Looks like it's going a little bit to the right to me. Okay. Still got some more to go here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, that's it. It gets tighter from both ends, so it will get tighter by moving this side too. That was hard to move. Nut's tight. Make sure you move the lock nut back. We're running out of adjuster on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. We're running out of room there. But that should be enough to get me what I need. Okay, for land speed racing, that's perfect. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Tight chains will cause issues. They suck up horsepower. That's the biggest problem. Okay, now we check to see how much it changes by moving it. Got a little bit looser there. That looks like a tight spot there. It's hard to tell. And it's getting looser. The grease is getting broken in. Alright, now we don't have the front disc on here yet to adjust that, so we got to hold off for now. So we're at a good stopping point right now, because I might have to adjust the tranny forward yet, I don't know. You know, we had the motor in on the bike, so it might change a little bit. Okay, so this here is nice. This is a racing fitment right here, about 1 inch of free play, which is a good spot for racing. But, that's the tight spot. It loosens up when we change it. Alright, so for now we're going to leave these right here. I'm going to lock these down a little bit. Wrenches on the other side. We'll have to come back and play with this some more once I get the rest of the bike situated. I tighten those down so they don't change my adjustment on me. Because I eyeballed this before, it looked pretty close, so we'll do some more eyeballing here later. Okay, now that we got our wheel adjusted and everything, here's our chain clearance, see? So we have about 1/8 of an inch in there. Check the top one too, it might change on you. We do have clearance. Yeah, we got a tight finger up in here. Up on this side, get my finger, you can see it. Got clearance there. The strut right here is the narrowest point. My finger doesn't quite fit in there. Pinky almost goes through. On this side over here, pinky is going through on this side, but it's closer on these here. We're a lot tighter through here on this lip. So the back of the fender's bent out a little bit more. So a drop kick here will move that more equal. Where you got to bend this out here some more on this side, see? That's how you get clearance, so you bend your fender. Yeah, buckle it out. See, on a rigid frame I can do this crap. On a swing arm bike, you can't do that because the struts are in the way. There's the advantage of having rigid frames. That's why you can stuff a fat ass tire in a stock bike, because there's room to do it if you play with it a little bit. Alright, so I'm going to leave the tire offset alone for now. So now I got to get this all put together over here. Of course, once I do that, I won't be able to see the oil leak. Won't be able to do anything about it either. So we'll see what we're going to work on next. I'm going to leave the primary off for now. I think we're going to work on the exhaust system. Meantime, I get all this mess here cleaned up. We'll be back.